25 most impressive criminals, according to Reddit. Number 25 was not involved in this case, but was something we learned about. 2 employees of a soccer betting company colluded to rig the odds and make big money. One would be in the office, rigging the odds of the purchase ticket, and the other would be in person, purchasing the ticket at the moment the odds were tweaked. They would always buy both sides to pay out 3-1, so that whatever the result, they would win. An estimated one portion, which is in excess. This was possible because of an option to allow no draws, with the effect that the bettor will get back his capital. Therefore, if a draw arose, it would simply result in them getting their monies back. To avoid detection, they made sure that their potential winning was always below the statutory minimum, which required winner's identification to be recorded. They also made sure to go different outlets when making the purchases. My God, motherfucker. Long story short, it sounds like these people were just on 2 sides of something that allowed them to benefit from rigging, something that somebody was buying. You know what I mean?
Anyway, they make some money, yeah. There's some profit in it.
Them. I'm sure if I read this enough times, I'd be able to comprehend it. But thank God this isn't a fucking test. It's just my life. Number 24. More of the dumb...
Have you ever gambled?
No, I'm not a gambling man. You sound kind of louder than usual, which is interesting.
My mic's it's sitting on my arm right now.
Why don't you get it away from you, you loser?
Oh my God, okay, fine.
Yeah, I've never heard you this loud in my life, and it's all like, what's going on? Oh my God, that was really interesting. It's not that bad, but it's different. And, we can't both be speaking to the microphone. Somebody would come in and listen to this and be like, the fuck is going on here? What are you listening to? Oh, yeah. Fuck.
Is this fine?
It'll be fine. Number 24. More of the dumb kid that was arrested but complimented. What? I was 15, spending the night that night at my buddy's place, who just so happens to live behind the strip in our little town. In front of his apartment complex, there was a John Deere dealership. We decided we wanted to climb the 8-foot chain link fence to sit on damn tractors. Damn tractors.
What makes them damn tractors?
I guess we'll find out. So as 15-year-old dumbasses, we did it. The minute we started sitting on them, a shit ton of police surround the place. Turns out they'd been staking it out, as it had just been ripped off of the previous night. Totally my luck. At the end, the police ended up complimenting me about how calm I was and how I handled the situation. Instead of running, turns out I had one of the cool officers take me home, who told my parents, super strict ones, to not go hard on me, and that he pulled the same shit when he was my age. And look at him now, he's a police officer. Wow, I'm kidding. Any police officers listening to this, we're not teasing you specifically. We're teasing the fact that a lot of you seem to be corrupt, and we hear about the bad ones more than we hear about the good. It's just the way that the world works, I guess, huh? News. My friend, on the other hand, got a dickhead one, and that basically told his mom that she needs to raise him better. Wow, these kids wanted to sit on some tractors, so they hopped a fence. It's not like they were stealing them or something, I can imagine the parents just railing into this kid, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to grow up to become a pimp. I'm going to use these ladies. I'm going to smoke some crack. And then we'll see, Dad. I'm a trip and accidentally jerk you with a heroin needle. Whoops, Dad. Whoops. Let's get into the comment section here. The top response says, I wonder how much different your respect for the police would be if it was the other guy that took you home. Props to that cop. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, I guess jaded experiences change people as far as it pertains to police. How about that?
Well, yeah.
But there are a lot of crazy ass dirty cops, not just dirty, financially trying to smuggle some shit. Everybody's trying to get ahead in a certain, field. But when you're a big man and you're taking your badge and your gun and you're shooting innocent people, and more specifically unarmed people, god damn. I guess if you're racist to the maximum and you're like, this little black mother. Number 23. One of the guys I know escaped from a new prison by climbing the fence. He was always great at climbing things. Can you imagine having a fence at a prison and then somebody's just like, wait, I'm just going to get out of here.
I mean,
I'm just going to go.
I don't think like wire cutters would work on fences. On fences in prisons, no.
So, viewer, I have to ask you, how do you think she segued into that, guys? Where'd it come from, you know? We're talking about a guy in a prison. He's good at climbing things. He climbs a fence, you know? Maybe a Spider-Man reference or something like that would fit there. But she's just like,
You know, I don't think wire cutters.
What I'm saying is that's probably your only option.
oh, because I'm fat. You're making a fat joke?
No!
You're saying
How would I?
you don't think I could monkey up some prison fence?
I don't know how fuck. Why am I Look, can we just get on with it?
I just got Stripes for the first time in a video. I think I straight up got her. She took my thing that I said that was relevant and turned it into bullshit. And I flipped some bullshit on her bullshit. She was like, Stripes is like, what's the name of that woman in Popeye? Olive oil?
Olive oil.
Yeah, you're like an olive oil.
No, I'm not a skinny bitch.
Number 23. One of the guys I know escaped from a new prison by climbing the fence. He was always great at climbing things. He would get to the top of pine trees with no trouble. When he was running from the police helicopter, he hid probably underneath a shed. It says had here. But, in context, I'm going to assume he means hid. Underneath a shed with hay bales inside. This gave off a heat signal, so they couldn't pick up where he was. He ran the same loop, and this was to make the dog handlers think that he had got onto a false positive. He was found hiding in someone's cupboard, eating their food about 2 weeks after escaping from prison. Why didn't he get the hell out here? Was he a squirrel? Somebody said. Hiding in their cupboard. Do you know what I mean?
He was squatting in someone's home inside the covers.
This came close to a creepypasta. If only he lived in Japan and was actually under the bed for a while. And, when the person left the house, they'd go out for food. And, he knocks something over in the middle of the night and then scurries away. And then he makes noises like this. We changed the music to something scary. Somebody shit in my pants right now. What?
What was the name of that one movie where they're hiding in the walls? Or I should say several movies where they're hiding in the walls.
They're in the walls, the movie. You know what I mean? What's that sound? I don't understand. It's like, oh my god, the air vent thing came off. Oh, well, this house is falling apart. No, it's been unscrewed from the inside. There's only one thing to do. And then we gotta see, do they stick their hand in there? You know what I mean? Oh my god! And someone grabs some guy's hand. You know what I mean? They can't handle it. Oh my god! Somebody grabbed my hand. So there's only one thing to do after you stick your hand into an air vent and somebody grabs your hand. You just go back to sleep. Try to live your life normal in the house. Stay in the house, basically. You don't get anybody in.
Something.
What?
Why are only single moms afflicted with problems like these?
No, it can be a bunch of teenagers too. Don't write teenagers out of my totally overdone typical for like basic ass motherfuckers going to the movie to eat popcorn to this shit movie. Come on, man. It doesn't need to be great. It just needs to be a movie. Is it a movie? Yeah, it's a movie. They'll watch it. They'll pay for the shit. 25, 24, 23, 22. We can't make it in 3 before you won't shut the hell up, Stripes. None of these riffs are my fault. They're all you. You're trying to like jump off my monkey balls. Number 21.
Excuse me.
You'll be okay. This isn't 21, it's 22. 25, 24, 23, 22. Not me, but a friend of the family. I'll call him Bob. Was a police officer who was stationed in the boonies. Bob had to find someone to bring to court. He found him, but this dude jumped on a horse and took off. Bob followed in the cop car, and the guy on the horse refused to halt? The fuck? Bob pulled out his taser, took aim, and missed the guy. He got the horse, though, which threw the man, and Bob took him in. Why the fuck did he write ... halt?
I guess he doesn't know what to say when to make a horse stop. Like, what do you call that besides making a horse stop?
He could have
What is
just
the
wrote
proper
stop
terminology?
instead of like making this whole thing weird by writing ... halt. It's not something to
Pull over,
destroy.
I guess.
Shut up. We're not destroying the momentum of this video, but even more by trying to figure out what some idiot.
I want to think he wanted to say pulled over, but it wouldn't be right if you said horse.
Somebody responded, poor horse. Somebody else said the horse was just as guilty for aiding and abetting. And then somebody else yelled, stop resisting. And then somebody wrote nay, and that comment was gilded. Somebody spent money on that comment because they liked it so much. Nay. As in, I will not stop resisting, said the horse. You know, if it was a black horse, he'd go to jail, man. Or maybe they just shoot it in cold blood. Black horse jokes, guys.
Do you think the horse pissed himself?
Black horse lives matters, you know. If the black horse pissed himself after he got tasered, it wouldn't have been because like it didn't understand the sensation. It would have been like he would piss a mist as like a smoke screen to get all in Bob's face, and Bob would be all like, "Oh, it's mystified horse piss. I am mystified by this spectacular." I meant to say spectacle, but I guess I was turning it into something spectacular.
Dog-a-log.
You like the part where I said mystified? You get it?
This is great dog-a-log.
This is great dialogue. Horse-a-log. 25, 24, 23, 22, 21. And friend. Damn, son. You know, I think I'm doing bad as far as maintaining momentum of this, and I look at some of the shit that people write, man. And friend of my father's fucked up royally a few years back. They aren't the only one. Was driving home drunk and hit a parked car about 2 blocks away from his house. That sucks that he got within 2 blocks. And then he fucked up. Not that, you know, it's okay to drive drunk. I'm not, you know, belittling this thing where he endangered other people's lives. Thank God that he hit a parked car and not like a man that was walking down the street. Or a dog, if you're one of those chicks that's like, oh my God, no, a dog. But you don't care about a man's life. Like, Jesus Christ. Is this a weird time to establish a bone that you have to pick with people who care more about animals than humans? I guess people are jerks, and animals don't possess the capacity to be inherently malicious with their stupid actions. Maybe they'll defend themselves, maybe they'll lash out because they're confused. But I guess a human has a brain.
To watching people getting maimed, but when it comes to dog, you just can't pull through.
Who, me?
Yeah, when it comes to animals getting hurt, you can't pull through.
Get the fuck out of here. What are you talking about? You're the one who has a problem watching all these animals like get hit by trucks and cars, all kind of bullcrap like that.
I know, but I'm saying so do you. You're pretty jaded when it comes to people getting hurt, but when it comes to animals, you seem squeamish too.
I'm not. So I'm sorry that my demeanor must have confused you.
I just remember we were on 4chan on this rec thread, and
the only thing that makes me squeamish is gore, dude. Oh, if I was showing you rec threads and I was sweeping past shit, it was for your sake, not for mine. I'm not like...
There was this one time I didn't have glasses. I had no idea where they were, and we were just fine because I couldn't tell what was going on.
Yeah, and I'd be like rushing through shit to be like, okay, I don't want you to see this.
But it didn't matter because I couldn't see shit.
Shut up, okay? He hit our car 2 blocks away from here. This is not a good return to these list stripes. I'm either gonna have to do some on my own and, you know, make side comments that are condensed enough to where I feel crazy and have to continue because I'm talking to myself, or Jesus Christ. And friend of my father's fucked up royally a few years back. He was driving home drunk and hit a parked car about 2 blocks away from home. Not a good situation, right? He didn't freak out. He just got out and walked the rest of the way home. Woke up a couple of hours later and reported the car missing. Police showed up a few hours later saying that the thieves didn't get far, but his car was wrecked. He thanked them for finding it and got information about where it was. Small town at the time, and no one suspected a thing. He got off completely free. Now that is a smart crime. It gets the Kyle Smart Crime seal of approval. Okay.
Do you want me to draw a badge for you?
No, stripes. So 25, 24, 23, 22, 21. It took us to 21 to get a good one. So here's number 20. I am a police officer, but the story is actually from my dad, who was a lawyer. Ooh, you disappointed, daddy, yo punk ass. You going into law? I'm kidding. Anyway, look, there's the different types of law. He had a couple of guys who were up to no good. Started making trouble in the neighborhood. He had a scratch built. Oh, no. Oh, no. He had a couple of guys who had scratch built an ATM. This would have been back in the 80s before the days of skimmers and cameras to clone cards. So they built their own ATM and installed it in a wall on a public street in order to collect the card details to use later on. I don't know if it actually dispensed money. I'm guessing it showed an error message. He told them that very occasionally he had come across criminals who had worked so hard for their spoils that he felt that they kind of earned them. These guys were his example. He also confused the two people smart enough to do this chose not to make an honest living. Oh, he said he was also confused that two people smart enough to do something like this weren't choosing to make an honest living. Why make an honest living when you can make an easy living? And that's what people do, is they do the easy version, because if they can think to do it and get away with it,
Well,
then
yeah.
they're getting money for nothing, as opposed to, you know, in some cases, and in many cases, less money for more work. You
You're
know?
taking money out of other people's pockets.
That's what we call a no-brainer, motherfucker. Would you like to do more work and get less money, or do less work and get more money? What do you think the average person is going to choose, whether they have moral hang-ups or obligations about what's going on? You look at all these shit cops and people that are just dirty, and you think to yourself, well, maybe anybody in a situation where they thought that they could get a leg up and get a little bit of power would take it.
Do you hear that, Kaya?
The hills are alive, Stripes, with the
That's the
sounds
sound
of
of you being added to
corruption.
another list.
That's the sound of who being added to another list? You?
You.
I can't wait for your stupid bubblegum ass list. That list would suck my ass.
4 types of dogs that I really like. Hey guys, it's Stripes here.
Wait, what do you mean?
What?
Are you gonna sit me in front of a mic and make me just...
Make you? Nigga, you would love to do a fucking types of dogs you like video. Your sister would probably burst to the room and be like,
Wait, I like dogs too.
and then you'd be like, oh man, it was just, can you imagine just like a you show? Oh, that would be way too much for anybody to handle. My friend's dad was a cop. 3 to 4 years ago, my friend's dad had the duty of patrolling the streets to make sure that there was no criminal activity. After a long day, he was called by a distressed man who had left his car keys inside his new Mercedes-Benz. And after trying for 2 hours, they both realized that there was no way but to call the company to get it out, which would result in a $200 bill. Okay. Luckily for the owner of the car, a suspiciously looking man. Is there some error like this in all of these? That man looks suspiciously over there. Okay, you know what I mean?
Friend of mine.
Are you saying that he looks at people in a suspicious way? No, he's looking suspiciously. Looking at who? Looking at what? Looking at what? What's on first? I'm sorry. What's on? Okay. Luckily for the owner of the car, a suspicious looking man walking down the street told him he would do it for $20. My friend's dad and the owner seemed skeptical, but honestly couldn't give a shit, so they let him after being tired of their attempts. The guy, in less than 2 minutes, went to the top of the car, punched the roof extremely hard, then bumped the driver's seat door, and voila, it opened. The owner gave the guy his $20 and off he went. 2 weeks later, the cop arrested the guy for stealing a car. Psh, I don't know about that last part. Come on now. I don't know about that last part.
It's like trying to get a soda machine to give you a free soda.
Speaking of soda, is there anything in this cooler?
Hey, you remember the part where I told you I had a nosebleed?
Yeah, did you deal with it?
I did, but I just noticed there was like a blood stain that looks like a heart on my arm.
I'm like shaking my head, like, you know, with my palms facing the, okay. Is there some kind of poetry in this for you? Okay, man. Number 19, maybe. Verified federal park ranger here.
Oh wait, not my arm, my wrist.
Chick doesn't know her body parts. I worked the border for a long while. It was a very remote area and a very harsh terrain. Once people got to the U.S., it was about a 1 to 2 week walk through some of the most rugged terrain this country has
What's
to
wrong
offer.
with you?
I just had I was having a thought. While I was reading this, thinking, dude, I should do a video where I don't respond to you. But I wasn't gonna tell you at first. And then I was thinking, no, that would be mean because you just stopped talking if I didn't respond to you. So I was thinking it'd be even funnier. And I'm thinking all of this while I'm reading it as if I just tuned out of what I was reading. But I was thinking what would be funnier is if you and I decide that we're going to do a video where you can just talk like you would normally talk. But it'd almost be like you're like an inner monologue.
When you're not trying to get me to reel it in, you'll just say...
No, Stripes. I wouldn't respond to you, but your voice would just be like an inner monologue, like my thoughts or something. Or maybe, just something... I wouldn't respond to you, and it'd just be you going on, Let's see if I could get away with that, one whole video, and I would never say anything to you. That would be nuts. I'm sorry, viewer. This video's been a fucking nightmare. And they're all super interesting, but look, from here on out, we're gonna
Look, ever since you told me to shut up, I've been trying really hard to reel it in. I apologize if I haven't been doing a good job of that.
I didn't tell you to shut up.
Yes, you did.
Only during this one where I was actually trying to get through it because you were taking a dog on a walk, sister. What does that mean? I worked the border for a long time ago. I can't even read now, man. I worked the border for a long while. It was like a whistle to that inhale. It was a very remote area and very harsh terrain. Once people got to the U.S., it was about a 1 to 2 week walk through some of the most rugged terrain this country has to offer. A 1 to 2 week walk. The people that made the trek impressed me. They wore shit clothing, shit footwear, and drank shit water. We're talking nasty river water. Nasty pooled water, wherever they could find it. Even at that, they'd have maybe 2 gallons a person usually. And the fact that they could make it for weeks in the desert with almost nothing to eat and drink while walking 10 to 20 miles a day was way impressive. And I guess they were criminals because it's illegal.
Oh, they're talking about people jumping the border to get a better life.
Mm-hmm.
So they usually get stopped, but the second they try to get on the land, honestly, once they actually cross into the States, that's where it's all over. But do you remember that truck?
No, Stripes.
Okay,
I know what you're trying to do here. Shut up. Okay.
They died.
I know what you're trying to do because I remember last video when you were trying to speak as slowly as possible. I fucking know you know, dude. When you rambled off on some bullshit just now, I was like, this is so not even like her. Where's she going with all of this? I think if I were to let you try to talk as long as you could, you would say shit that would surprise you, So I know what you're doing. Smartest criminal, man. Suspect would go door to door saying he was with the... I'm not laughing at you, dude. I'm not laughing at you. It's just I keep... Okay. Smartest criminal. Suspect would go door to door saying he was with the Publishers Clearinghouse. He would tell people they were one of several finalists. He then would explain he would need their name, date of birth, and social security number to verify who they were. After that, he would ask them what hours they weren't home so that he could ensure if the victim won the prize, they would be home. Naturally, he would break into their homes when they weren't home and steal all their valuables. To top it off, he would steal their identity and open a bunch of credit card and payday loans in their names. Afterward, after over 50 cases, I finally caught the guy. He made off with over $100 million in 3 months before he was caught. Like, here's what you need to understand, man. When it comes to stealing people's identity, if you have like certain information and you can get that kind of crap going on, it's easy to think that now, like, you probably couldn't do that with more than 3 people without immediately ending up on like a Fed list. You know what I'm talking about? The Feds don't fucking play, man. They'll find your ass. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, whatever you do and wherever you go, you leave a motherfucking trail, son. Even if you aren't equipped with a phone, you know what I mean? Which in this day and age is pretty much impossible not to, like, I want to say, navigate without, you know, unless you really are savvy as far as the land is concerned. And
yeah, it's not like there's any payphones around anymore.
Man, let's continue. The dumbest criminal says suspect was robbing a gas. Okay. Why did he give us a dumbest criminal one? What?
It wasn't needed, no.
You think this guy's confused about what kind of list this is? The dumbest criminal. Suspect was robbing a gas station late at night, and the suspect pointed a gun at the cashier.
This? It has nothing to do with the list.
Demanding money. The cashier was surrounded by plexiglass all around. Like, you know, bulletproof glass was all around the guy. Cashier refused to give the suspect the money, and hit the panic alarm, which locked the door. Suspect was angry and fired a shot at the cashier. The bullet ricocheted off of the plexiglass and struck him in the forehead. The bullet knocked him unconscious but didn't penetrate the skull. As I arrived, the bullet was still protruding from his forehead, and he was knocked out. He got 99 years for his stupidity. The best part of waking up was the cash register only had $60 in it. You did this for $60. 99 years. You did this for $60. And then it shot me in the forehead. Somebody else said, Jesus Christ, you know, I'm a finalist, but you need me to give you my name. Interesting.
Are you okay?
Here's another one. I'm not an officer,
no,
but I remember what?
I'm sorry, this reminds me of a video. You can keep going.
Not an officer, but I remember a Forensic Files episode. Okay, this is great. He's talking about a show that he watched. A doctor named John Schneeberger drugged his patient and sexually assaulted her during a visit or a procedure. Oh my God, is this like an impressive crime? When she accused him of it after having a rape kit done, he willingly gave a blood sample and the results came back as not a match. He did the test twice, but the second time he insisted that they take it from a particular part of his arm and the blood came out old. It turned out that he had a tube of another patient's blood sample implanted in his arm so that he would get away with it. He's a sick bastard, but that was pretty clever.
We might as well start talking about episodes of CSI or something if we're gonna go into stuff like this.
It's honestly funny that you say that because I'm sure this was referenced in an episode of Law and Order, which is basically the cousin to CSI. Because when crazy shit like that happens, when anything interesting as far as a crime happens, they make it into these, pointless ass shows.
Yeah. My mom watches crime dramas all the time, and she saw one that was based on the Slenderman case or whatever. Those 2 girls that try to murder another girl.
How do you do a story like that justice? Because
at its heart, actually,
that story is as stupid as this. There's a meme. There's a meme of a character. So now somebody's like,
okay, that character talks to me now, and it's telling me to kill people. Okay, now? Yeah. Alright.
And then you're just like boom, 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 boom.
Hey, listen, I know we used to be friends and shit, but this fucking frog on this unicycle's telling me to kill you. I'm Butter Slice, and I gotta go to this dude's house and take care of business, have him polish my tonsils up with his nuts. And I'm gonna have to kill you before I do that, son. Butter Slice.
See, he's gotten a little bit of personality since last time Butter Slice was here.
Yeah,
Criminal here. I
I
really love the way that this starts up. Criminal here. That was complimented by police officers on my elusiveness. I was 13 years old, took my dad's truck out for a joyride while my parents were out of town for the night. I wasn't so good at driving stick and got pulled over. I ran for it. I hid in a field for half an hour or so while watching more and more police show up to investigate. When I heard dogs, I knew it was my time to make it or break it. So I ran. I ran so far away. And boy, did I run. I couldn't get away. I made it to a road and hopped a fence into someone's yard and hopped a few more fences. I was, and still am, very athletic. Ladies, send me a message. You know, some chick's going to send him a message and it's going to be all like, how athletic are you? Let's see a picture. And then when he sends them pictures, it's going to be all like, I'm actually a man, but I suck your dick like a lady, though. I suck your dick like a lady, though.
think
Gay men, am I right? Anyway, I made it to a road and gay men. That's a pretty good comment, Kyle. Look, I lost the dogs, but the cruisers were everywhere. I made my way to my house, and there were cops on every corner of the street. But a bit of stealthy fence hopping and I was at my basement window and I crawled in with the cops literally outside my house. I gathered my things in the dark and was ready to head off to my buddy's place, but I was surrounded. 13-year-old dog fuck, which is the name of this person, gave the police a very entertaining chase, and they even said so. I felt so complimented that they enjoyed the chase too. They also said I had no chance of getting away. I remember eating a grapefruit and trying to play it cool while they were questioning me. Did they get a good look at him? Because I like to think if he was pulled over and then he was just like, I'm out of here, fuck this, you know what I mean? And if he got home, son, if he slipped into the house, son, he could pretend that some other person fitting his profile, fitting his, like, you know, this is the look of the person, stole the car and then they legged it, you know? Can you imagine, like, it's just like, this is my name, I'm actually the son of the person who owns this car, I live at this address, and the cops get to your house, dude, and they surround the house and you get into the house. Like, I'll be like, oh, man, I just woke up after a lot of masturbation because my parents are not home, so what's going on? Where's Dad's truck? Did they come back and then take the truck and then go out to a restaurant? See, I really don't know what's going on because I've been here the whole time. I'm Butter Slice. Okay? And then some dude comes out in the robe and you're like, go back in the house! Go back in the house! They don't need to know about this.
Wait, so did he not get any...
See, the implication is that Butter Slice was
begging
begging some old man. What happened?
Did he just get a slap on the wrist? He was only 13 years old, did he?
Yeah, you can't do shit to a 13-year-old.
I don't like that.
Not a cop, nor the criminal, but in the Blue Mountain Valleys of NSW, Australia, my now deceased uncle went on a string of armed robberies. Didgeridoo. Where he would run into a store with a gun, then shove the attendant against the wall and super glue her hands to the wall before stealing the money in the cash register. He had no intentions of using the gun, eh? And it was actually never loaded. Never. He just thought it'd be funny to glue people to the wall and steal their shit. Alright? Alright? It's wicked funny, alright? Now this is a knife. That's enough, Kyle.
I'm glad you can make yourself laugh.
I've had enough of this. Thought it'd be He thought it'd be funny to glue people to the wall, alright? And steal their shit. This is classic. Oh, man.
Do you remember the guy that bounced the bullet back into his skull?
Oh, my God.
Well, not just say into his forehead.
Shut up. Why won't the phone shut up? Hold on. I'll tell you what pisses me off more than anything.
What's that?
I recently connected my phone to the laptop for the first time. to, you know, put some music on there. And in associating the phone with a new laptop, it purged all of my ringtones. So now my ringtones are default, and my notification noises are no longer Pokemon and like Zelda shit, which
That's
sucks.
so shitty.
Somebody else says, is it Australian to have a paradoxically smart and stupid uncle? In the 80s and 90s, the laws around using guns and weapons in armed robberies were altered to make sentencing harsher. So my uncle decided using a gun wasn't worth it, but didn't want to have to mug people without a weapon. So my uncle gets creative and does what he does. He's good at it too. He starts making DIY weapons, do-it-yourself weapons.
Yeah.
A skill he used to have advantages in jail many times. He goes down to the grocery store and buys bars of soap, shoe polish, and paint sealer. Spends the next few weapons using his bong lighter and altered blowtorch to melt soap into mounds and molds them into shape, and uses a mix of paint, shoe polish, and paint sealer to make them look like handguns. Apparently he isn't the best at handcrafting, but only mugged people at night anyway, so it worked for a few months. What the fuck? What are you guys mugging people, man? Jesus.
With bars of soap shaped like that.
Don't say that's you really took it to like ridiculous town. Because it really is pretty ridiculous, I guess. Oh no, I feel like something's traveling down my intestines. Could it be some manner of gas? Maybe.
I sent you a video.
That's nice, Stripes. We get a call reporting that the phone system of a major UK bank has been hacked, and that the caller has had several £1,000s stolen from their account as a result. Seems unlikely, but officers I guess officers are awful too. Awfulers. Is there a problem, awfuler? Look. But okay, the officers ran around to see what happened. Obviously the bank system was fine, but scammers had done something fairly clever. It turns out that there is a way in the UK of keeping a phone line open when only the recipient hangs up. The scammers called the victim and pretended to be from the bank. Before asking for account details, I don't understand. Victim was suspicious, so he hung up and called the bank at their real telephone number. However, the scammers held the line open and played a dial tone in the line, so the victim thought she was making a new call, and they played a ring sample before a new scammer answered the call and took the details pretending to be the bank. That's brilliant. Get it?
I do.
I'm going to explain it in case you don't get it. Anyway.
No.
Shut up. Listen. Okay, let's do it. We're going to do it right now. Okay? No, we're doing it right now. You got to pick up the phone, Stripes. Come on. You got to pick up the phone. I'm going to do it like it's ringing like you. Pick up the phone, Stripes.
Shit, dude, I get it.
You gotta swipe it. Are you swiping it?
I swiped it.
Hello. Hey, the bank's been scammed or something. Dude, the bank. You won't believe the stuff going on at the bank, dude. What are you wearing? What are you wearing? Okay.
I'm so done.
Okay, look, I gotta go. Hang up. Call your bank. Call your bank right now. Call your bank right now. For real. I mean, like, I'm the bank. and I'm the bank. Okay. So look, call your bank right back. Call me right back because I'm your bank, and I'll talk to you later. Gotta go. Bye. Okay. So you're calling your bank, and I'm playing the sound of a dial tone.
Yeah,
but it doesn't even need to be the dial tone. It's just gonna be me. It's gonna be all like, know, and then you're going to be all like, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep. And then I'll be like, I'm a different guy, and this is the bank, your actual bank. That guy was a scammer. I can't believe it. So what's the details on your account here, please? And then you're all, you give me the details. You get it?
I get it.
Okay.
I got it.
All you gotta do is cut that part out of the video and then animate it.
Did we go for this?
What?
I told you I got it. Why'd you have to walk me through
You've
it?
lied about understanding things before.
Whose sake was this for?
Look, no criminal skill per se, but I thought I'd contribute to this story as it was quite impressive. Used to work with law enforcement, and during a Friday night, a guy on PCP managed to shut down a major roadway during a foot pursuit. This guy ended up taking several shots from a 9mm and a shotgun, and then wriggled out of grasp of several officers trying to subdue him, and get into a police car and drove off with it. He only managed to get about 10 feet before crashing into a cement barrier and knocking himself unconscious. The guy ended up living too. PCP's a hell of a drug.
What's PCP?
And a shotgun shell. Is this guy Wolverine gone wrong or something? Oh man. PCP, you just don't feel it. Just shake it off. Just don't feel a thing. That's what you hit some people with some PCP when you want to make people go to war. That's what you do. What?
Well, like there was a guy who ate a homeless man's face. Is that the PCP?
PSP, PlayStation Portable. That'll make you do crazy things. Remember the South Park episode with PlayStation Portable? I remember my friend Ben in high school had a PSP and I had a PSP, and he had the PSP episode of South Park on his PSP. It was nuts. In it, Kenny dies and goes to heaven, and you know the angels appoint him the Keanu Reeves, and then he plays some kind of golden god mode PSP where he controls what's going on in some war in real, like a real heaven versus hell war. Oh boy, what is this list? I'm describing references to South Park based on you screwing up. The name of a drug. So my professor arrested Ted Kaczynski. My professor always told me that they would have never caught him because of how ingenious his IEDs were. He used random pieces of wood from the sawmill next to his cabin as containers and always peeled the labels off of batteries he used as power. The only reason he got caught was because he had sent a similar manifesto to his brother before the one he sent to the New York Times, and his brother notified the police.
I've heard of it.
You know what actually caught him? That's what they say what caught him was the fact that he was anal enough to know the actual phrase. It's like eating your cake and having it too.
No one else says that except for my brother, and that's why he called it.
Yep. Because that's the actual way the phrase goes, but everyone says it wrong. Everyone says it's like having your cake and eating it too, when in reality, the correct way to say it is like it's like eating your cake and have it too. Because that actually makes sense. You cannot eat your cake and still have it in that broad sense, you know? You can have it as in you've had it, like you had the cake and it's in your belly and you ate it and it was yummy. But you can't eat it and still possess the cake, like in your hand, like tangibly. And Ted Kaczynski knew that well enough that he was all going to be in a manifesto like, I am Ted Kaczynski and the world will never know of me. Oh,
I remember we talked about like how you'd never read
the world's never seen
manifesto
nothing like me.
because there's so many.
Continue.
Because they're so masturbatory, and it's.
Look, I would write a manifesto, and then I would have to narrate it. A Kyle manifesto, written and conceived by Kyle the Chosen One Dobson. And then I'd call like the chapters journeys or something. Journey 1. You think I'm gonna start it, don't you?
I don't know. You were conceived.
That's where you fucked up. I had a guy when I first started who would twist locks. The art of twisting a lock works mainly in business or businesses that secures their double front doors using a deadbolt styled lock. He would use a tool to twist this lock and in turn open the doors. The guy probably got away with 25 businesses before he was finally busted. He later said his style of breaking and entering worked so well because of the alarm systems having a set delay when opening a business, say 30 seconds, and given the glass wasn't broke or large movements were observed by the system, it would act as if the store were opening and give the employee time to reset the alarm. Those 30 seconds were plenty for him to get in, get to the register, and leave. Somebody said this awoken some old stuff from a past life. Hopefully this is useful for some business owners. The disarm delay he mentioned is important. Getting in without triggering an immediate alarm isn't often difficult. Once you're in, what makes the difference between a quick grab like mentioned above and having several minutes is the audible alarm. Yep. Oh, you haven't worked anywhere, but I used to work at places where I'd have to get in and fucking disable the alarm, son. Because it was like a serious countdown and the cops will show up.
No, yeah, that's how it worked in the comic book store too.
Disable the alarm! No, we're out of time! Get there, no! Sorry.
I've never held a real job, but I did work under the table at a comic book store for a short while.
I have like a comic strip version of Little Stripes holding like in her hand just like a big giant rock shaped thing that says a real job. And then her like with her eyes welling up with tears just like and then I go, you'll never hold that. Off to the side. That'll be good. But don't draw it, okay?
Why not? Do you want to draw it instead?
I once had a guy who shoplifted on an industrial scale. He stole hundreds and sometimes thousands of pounds worth of merchandise from a particularly well-known high street clothing store every day. Jesus Christ. He'd go to different branches all over the country, in the UK obviously, and he spoke nicely and wasn't smartly dressed. He just used to fill up bags with high-value products and walk out. He had a warehouse-type unit somewhere, and the police never found it with his own till, because he would generate till receipts for these items and go back to return them at a different branch and get cash refunds. He was at it for years, made enough to put his kids through private school. And when he got caught, he was jailed for about a year. Our shoplifting sentence guidelines are absurdly low. When he came out, he got back into it. The police still couldn't find his base. He was being investigated and was on bail. One occasion when he answered his bail at the police station, the police had a 6-man surveillance team ready to tail him and track down the warehouse he was using. He lost them within 2 minutes of leaving the station. When he came for trial based on CCTV evidence we had from various shops, the case got thrown out. The footage wasn't good enough to make out his features exactly, and the officer who purported to identify him hadn't followed procedures. Yes! A bad cop not doing things properly got the case thrown out, or aided in getting the case thrown out. After he was thus acquitted, he was due to be investigated for some other matters, but he gave the police and security the slip from the court before he could be arrested. Even I was impressed. And I was prosecuting him. Well, that's what's up. First, that he could lose these donut grubbing assholes. And B, that, like, you know, they never found his base. They never found this place where he brought all his clothes and generated fake receipts to return some shit. That's bold, Stripes. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to say that none of us will ever know, like, I want to say a thrill. I can't call it a thrill because to many of us, you know, stealing isn't the type of thrill that we're looking for. But we'll never know a kind of audacity involved in going into a place where things are for sale, right? Like, this is someone's business, you know? Taking these things that have a monetary value, pocketing them, walking out, having gone in there with the intent to steal this thing, you know what I mean? Then going somewhere else and trying to return it for money, or even just selling it. Like, god damn, you making money off of something you stole. Like, holy shit.
I've only shoplifted once.
And then, the craziest thing is, Stripes, you gotta understand that some of these criminals, right? They don't do this thing that they've done, like, once, you know? Some people get, like, some of the pettiest crimes, some of the shit that people are in jail for right now are what we call straight up petty crimes. They got caught holding something, you know, that they were going to smoke or drink, you know what I mean? Maybe they were in the wrong place at the wrong time. Maybe shit popped off and they bust somebody in the face, you know what I mean? They assaulted somebody. Then, you know, pretty much that's like probably like the biggest shit that they've ever done, you feel me? But some of these other people have done what they've done, not 10 times, not 20 times, not 30 times. They've done it an amount of times where you don't have to think, Stripes, you know that they're not gonna stop unless A, they get caught and the ability for them to do it has been taken away from them, or B, they die. Some people gonna be doing this shit until they dead, baby. And it's like weird that this guy did it that often. That's a lot. You're doing this shit a lot, son. How much is enough? And I admire this guy in this story because it's like, you got kids that you're trying to put through something or something, whatever, you know what I mean? Whatever, get involved with some white collar crimes, you know what I'm talking about? Shit. Whatever. Not a police officer, but in Germany we had a hilarious case about this. A student had weed farm in his apartment that was such a good construction job that the police testified in court that it was really well done. The judge then complimented the guy that he sold quality products for a fair price, and the prosecutors even stated if cannabis becomes legal in Germany, he will be the man for the job. He still had to pay a few €1,000 as a penalty, but he earned 1,000 per month, so it's fair. The thing is, man, if only crimes with weed were this lax in America, that's the way that it needs to be. Because, like, you putting people away for, you know what I mean? I like to think that because the rec weed is getting legalized, you know, slowly, as medicinal weed is obviously being legalized for people to use, that in time we're going to be laughing at some of the past shit where, like, people going away for a dime bag and all kind of bullcrap like this. What a shame, Stripes. How you feel about that? How you feel about somebody in jail for something that, you know, later becomes, you know, is recognized as not something that's really a crime?
Well, there was the Temperance Act, and that was drinking was illegal for a while, but that doesn't stop people from, like, doing it.
Temperance. Might as well talk about prohibitions, right?
Well, this is almost that.
You know the scariest thing about prohibition was?
What?
Every time I look it up, it blows my mind at how long it was a thing. Prohibition existed from 1920 to 1933. That's 13 motherfucking years, homie. Imagine going 10 plus years without alcohol. And you know the best thing, you know what I like to think about prohibition, like, being for real? Like, I like to think they're just like, prohibition is here, and there shall be no alcohol sold anywhere. That's right, chaps. If you want a cold brew, you're gonna have to not get it. So people go, this is a funny joke. And they walk down to where they get their beer and their alcohol, right? And then it's not there. And they think to themselves, this is a joke. So they go to sleep and then they wake up, Stripes. That's like one day, right? And they go down and there's not any there. And they're like, this is a stupid joke. Probably a week passes, right? Where they're just like, man, y'all better stop this bullshit. This has gone on long enough. So they get in, like, you know, their jalopy or whatever, if they got that. Or maybe they get on horseback and they fucking establish, you know, another joint to see, like, what's going on with all these drinks. And they're like, hey, man, we ain't got no drinks, but, you know, we got some drinks in the back, you know what I'm talking about? And then you go back there and they got just a bathtub out there. And they're just like, man, is this really illegal? Like we got a moonshine right now? And then they, you know, word of mouth, people are basically like, you know, God, I can't believe it. This was just legal, but I guess now it's not. And that's what they ask people. They go, so what do we need? Yeah, what do we need to make it is the next question after about a week. I like to think a week went by before everybody realized, okay, this isn't a joke. Apparently this shit's illegal now. So people are just like, look, write it on this piece of paper what I need to make this shit in my bathtub at home. And then everybody turned into Homer Simpson. That's what I like to think, that everybody back then turned into Homer Simpson. And it must have been them having not enough room to even house this amount of people getting in trouble for moonshine. Like, did they run out of jails? How many moonshiners?
Like, it's stupidly easy to make apple cider. You just let apples ferment. You just leave them out. You could get drunk on apples if you wanted to.
Get drunk on poop if you want to, Stripes. 10 things you should know about Prohibition from History.com. It's just a white man with a...
This is the part where I reminded you we're still doing a list.
Fuck the list. I mean, people are here for something interesting, and this is interesting. Otherwise, I wouldn't be interested in it. Okay, so we're gonna... Okay, scroll down. Prohibition had been tried before. World War I helped turn the nation in favor of Prohibition. My ass. It wasn't illegal to drink alcohol during a Prohibition. Okay. The manufacture and sale and transportation was forbidden. Okay. Some states refused to enforce it. Well, there you go.
In 1920, the 18th Amendment...
You should have heard this nigga that just came on. In 1920. Like he was holding his nose. He was holding his nose while he was doing the
I'm glad I couldn't. Wait, is it like the hokey 1930s announcer?
I can't pretend that I'm like looking for work, like as far as audio shit is concerned right now, because I just don't have the time to record. But I always like the idea that certain people get the part, like, because people had to choose him. Like somebody was just like, hey, we're looking for a guy to do a voiceover on this video. And then somebody walks in and there goes, well, I'm the guy for the job. I'm going to read your list and it's going to sound about as great as my voice sounds right now. And somebody's like, wow, did you guys hear that? We'll pay you whatever you want to be paid. Now that's what I'm talking about.
I think what you're getting at is that you just need to exude misplaced confidence and you'll get the job.
How close are we to the end of this?
Pretty close.
Yeah, there's like 5 left. Let's just power through this list, read another one, and be really, really serious about what we do.
Why don't you push your voice work, though?
What do you mean? I don't have time to record. We can barely do these in a timely fashion because people are constantly hovering over my monkey balls. Okay, you know what I mean? Like, god damn. As soon as I establish my own place, I'll be able to do whatever I want, whenever I want, make some money, get that voice out there. I mean, I should have done this years ago. I should have had more exposure. But it's not something to be even bummed out about now because we don't have the time. We need to make progress. I was an MP at Fort Carson. The young man was in the service for 2 years before a dishonorable discharge, sending him back to Pennsylvania. When he got home, he used his uniform to get discounts and praise. Aw. He was dishonorably discharged. One day he decided to hop on a plane to Colorado and he arrives in full uniform but with the lieutenant rank on it. Gets off the plane and uses the government transportation to get on base. He doesn't have an ID, but shit is he an officer, so they let him on. Then he stayed at the in-processing barracks without paperwork because, hell, he is an officer. Stays there for weeks. Wow, weeks. Talk about pushing your luck. He goes walking to the PX and comes across a woman with a flat tire. He helps her change it out, and she invites him over for dinner. This is not your husband. This is not your husband.
Is adultery an arrestable act?
Shut up, Stripes. I hope this is not a wife telling a story about how she met her husband. What? Stays there for... Okay, he goes to the PX and comes across a woman with a flat tire, and he helps her change it out, and she invites him over for dinner. There, he meets her husband. Okay, so this is not his future wife. And their kids then convince them that he is waiting for housing, and they let him live with them for a month. He cleans the house and babysits the kids. One time he went to this guy's unit and chewed a supply sergeant out to help the guy he was living with. The only reason this came to light is because one of the phone calls he made to his mother from the in-processing barracks. She became worried about him and called them. His mother let the people know he was not in the military. And after that, the search began. I was an MPI and got to pick him up. He gave me a straightforward statement and was genuinely nice. I just remember sitting on the office couch with him watching TV, waiting for him to get transferred from my custody. I told him I was genuinely impressed and that after whatever happens to him happens, he could get it together and do well. He wasn't the brightest kid, but damn, he had balls. I guess that is all it really takes. Yep, a little bit of confidence will go a long way. Even my fat ass can do some things occasionally. It's the final countdown, though, Stripes.
I'll see you through the good times in the bed. Have you heard this one about the guy who robbed a bank and couldn't get processed because he had a twin brother and they couldn't be sure if it was him or his twin brother?
The perfect alibi.
So they couldn't charge him.
You know, a fire marshal once told me about this insane nemesis, a firebug, naturally. Apparently the arsonist had a thing for burning old barns. Never a building that was in use, always an old abandoned one. Anyway, his modus operandi was to take a balloon filled with accelerant like gasoline or kerosene and suspend it by a string 220 plus feet off the ground. Under the balloon, he'd light a candle and start the balloon swinging on a long arc. He'd have a good 20 plus minutes before the arc of the swing slowed enough that the candle would ignite the balloon. The balloon ignites, the accelerant spreads evenly across all surfaces of the barn, and the string and the candle disappear in the fire. It was like the entire interior of the structure caught fire at the same time, with no traces as to how. He said it was damn near perfect crime until some you have not just equipped people with a way to commit arson. Now I'm an accessory to this bullshit. Hey kids, you want to light something on fire? Well, you can't leave all that evidence. This place is like fucking forensics town in here, guys. Come on. You gotta take a candle and then swing it under a balloon or kerosene.
Well, I guess it's the part where you censor this post in particular.
I ain't censoring shit. You better calm that shit down.
Someone's gonna text you about the fire they started.
Emmy is texting me right now, like begging me to stream. I don't know what her problem is.
Oh wait, she wants you to play Sin 4?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
She's like whining though. Get that shit out of here. Ah, I dropped my phone. Anyway,
Wait,
although
what's this trending one? I'm not Jesus. No, it's a moderator. My bad.
Moderator. Look, a fire marshal once told me, you just read this. Anyway, although no skill was really involved, sorry, I just hit the mic and it made me crazy. Although no skill was really involved, I arrested a kid for stealing a car. He confessed and told me that he'd be straight up with me. He was walking through a parking lot and saw a lady drop her car keys and keep walking. He said that's her fault for not paying attention. He grabbed the keys and took off in the car. He lamented that he knew he'd stop eventually, but didn't think we'd stop him so quickly. When I asked if he had a driver's license, he smiled and said he was planning to take the car he stole to the DMV so he could take the driving test. We both had a good laugh. He said I ruined his plans. Oh, look, if you had one shot, one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted in one moment, would you capture it or just let it slip? It's this motherfucker. So what's this, like number 4? That's great. We're at number 4. I saw this one.
Wait, I'm sorry. Well, what are you going to use as a thumbnail? Can it be the one of Homer making moonshine in his basement?
If I could make a picture of you shutting the fuck up, that's what I'd use, homie. Could we let silence hang right here just for that comment that I just made?
Look, no one likes to watch mom and dad fight, so I guess I'll just shut up.
Mom and dad, more like more like dad and dog. You made this gasp of an inhale like you were like so shocked. It was so adorable. You were like, I'm sorry. All right, look. Okay. I saw this one on one of those police chase shows. A police dash cam police. Oh, you want a slap in the face, darling? I saw a police dash cam that showed the car in front of him was swerving all over the road in the middle of the night. He followed him for a while, then flipped on the lights to pull him over. The guy pulls over, and before the cop can do anything, he turns off his car, gets out, throws his keys into the woods, cracks open a brand new fifth of vodka, and chugs the whole damn thing. Cut to the interview of the actual criminal with his voice and face obscured. He said he had already had multiple DUIs and had become something of an expert on drunk driving laws. He took advantage of a loophole wherein the cop didn't have time to see if he was actually drunk behind the wheel of the car. Chugging the vodka right there would immediately have an effect on any sobriety test. He hadn't opened the vodka in the car, so no open container infraction, and he made sure his keys were most definitely out of reach. So there was no way that he could have been operating a vehicle under the influence. Do you understand, Stripes? He's found a loophole. Do you get it?
I get it.
So the cop didn't have a time to get there and check. And, I just jumped out of the car and then I started drinking. And my keys weren't near me. You know what I'm talking about? I wasn't operating the vehicle. Jeez. What a motherfucker. And there's actually a link here, guys, so you can enjoy that. Or maybe we can enjoy it together. Criminal masterminds. Man escapes DUI charge by drinking more. How about you shut the hell up?
One of the groups when it hit me. I had a good amount of knowledge of DUI laws from the 5 previous DUIs, so I thought, hey, if I lock myself out in my car, easy car.
Okay. This motherfucker. Drinking all that vodka. He's stumbling already though, man. Come on, man. That should be enough. If he was black, the fact that he stumbled forward like that, there'd be a lawyer all over his ass. You know what I'm talking about? Now you must know the way that he stumbled forward that this man is already drunk. Vodka does not have that quick an effect on the body. You understand? It's pretty quick, but it ain't that quick. I'm old Kentucky suspenders wearing lawyer. And if he stumbles, then you must say guilty. His family is guilty. His children are guilty. That chicken out there, bark. That chicken is guilty. Why the chicken bark, bark, bark? I didn't do anything. So the chicken,
I tell you.
Chicken didn't do anything. Number 3. Oh man, why's it gotta be so damn long? This guy in high school, we'll call him Lewis, was a known drug dealer. He didn't make it secret. Everybody bought weed and harder stuff out of him. And the cops constantly pulled him over to search him, and whenever a drug-related thing happened at the school, he was often the first kid they pulled into the principal's office to figure out what's going down. But they would never catch him with any drugs. The principal used to turn all of his possessions inside out on a weekly basis. Apparently the school can do that, but cops can't. They regularly cut locks off of his gym lockers and his regular locker in hopes of finding his stash, but they never found it. One time there was a rumor going around that his stash was stored in a locker not assigned to anyone, which prompted the administration to search every single locker in the school. I remember we had to stand in the hallway and unlock it so the principal could have inside. They decided that they definitely caught people with drugs, but not the Lewis. Not the Lewis. Turns out, he started the rumor. Drug dogs were a regular occurrence. Once a month, they brought... Ugh. I just tasted the Texas toast that I tried.
Are you realizing it's not that great?
I don't know. Shouldn't be tasting it on burps. Anyway.
That reminds me. Since I've had a nosebleed, every time I burp, I taste blood. It's terrible.
I'm very sorry that you have nosebleeds because people bashing your head in when you were a child. And maybe I should be nicer to you according to the stream because people bashed your head in when you were younger, and that's probably...
Not my head. Stop saying head. It was only my nose. God. I'm not damaged, okay?
Well, look, you know how little amount of pressure it takes to send the nose right into the brain? I don't think you do.
I guess I didn't know.
Well, drug dogs were a regular occurrence. Once a month, they brought them into the school, and they were present at every sports game. Lewis was one of the only, if not the sole supplier for the whole school. The administration had no idea what to do. They would catch the kids with weed, and the kids would flat out say, "I bought them from Lewis on this very day." Lewis would encourage all of them to say. They would flip Lewis's shit inside out. Cray, cops would search his car, and he consented to all. And they laughed when they found nothing. He told them to suck his balls. This was probably close to 15 years ago now. The vice principal loves to tell the story about how they eventually caught him. Wow. That's not good. Stop rhyming, Kyle. The vice principal's younger son asked for these shoes for Christmas. The Christmas shoes. Tell me that. I know that's got to be like a song. I know that's like a song, and that's like a Jesus song. It's a song, dude. Christmas shoes. It's like a Jesus song. It is just the worst song in the world. Are these Christmas shoes? Some bullshit like that. I promise you, Stripes. It sounds so whack. 6 million views. You've never heard the Christmas shoes song?
No, and I won't be doing it now. It's like you from your end.
I think it's about him trying to buy some shoes for his mom or some shit like this. I gotta buy these shoes. I remember it. Thank God I don't remember that song. Thank God. It's just so much contemporary Christian music is straight crap. It's like there's only one thing more formulaic than the horse shit that you'll find on the fucking radio all the goddamn time, and it's contemporary Christian music. It's just beat for beat the same crap you've heard once in your life. And you know what the weird thing about Christian music is? Like, you got hymns, right? Which are pretty much all the same. You hear like 4 hymns, you've heard them all, okay? Mm-hmm. So when you're going from hymns to contemporary music, why don't y'all flip the script? Make something a little different. You know what I mean? Defy convention, son. And they're like, nah, we're pretty much just going to make music that's like all the other music that you've heard before. As a matter of fact, we might have, it's step 1, making a Christian song, find another Christian song, swap some of these words out, transpose the key down a couple, you know what I mean? We got a new song, bam, you know what I'm talking about? Bam. Shouldn't we switch up some of these? No. The song's done. The vice principal loves to tell the story about how they eventually caught Lewis the drug dealer. The vice principal's younger son asked for these shoes for Christmas and had a secret compartment in them. Light bulbs go off in his head. The first day back after holiday break, he calls the school's DARE officer and pulls Lewis out of class. They bring him into the office. They really did. They outfit this kid with a tracking device. The vice principal tells him to take his shoes off. Turns out his hunch was right. He had a hidden compartment in his shoes. Oh wow! It wasn't even them tracking devicing the kid. He hid the drugs in his shoes. Oh, whoa. He had hidden compartment in his shoes, but there were no drugs there. I guess Lewis is laughing his ass off at this point. But this was pre-everyone owned a cell phone era. Lewis has the audacity to explain that he hasn't seen any of his classmates for 3 weeks, and he had not taken any orders yet. Oh, shit.
So he's been packing drugs in and out of the school through his shoes.
No, shut up. Yeah, that is where he kept the shoes.
The drugs.
But the drugs. He kept the shoes in the shoes. Shoeception. But no, he kept the drugs in the shoes, but he said he hasn't had any orders yet. But if the vice principal had waited a day, he would have caught him. Can you imagine some dude just laughing his ass off? Like at the idea, like not even being caught by these people. And this guy edits. A lot of people want to know what happened to Lewis. From what I can recall, he had been arrested a few times on small charges, cleaned up his act, and had 2 kids, got married, and is now a general manager of the most profitable Taco Bell on the East Coast. Well, he made it. Sounds like amazing. You know what I mean? Probably he's got a pad that's just totally and utterly decorated with a whole bunch of figurines and anime figures. You know what I mean? Popular video games that he's all about. Maybe DC comic book heroes that he's particularly into. That's what people do, right? With their cash.
He would be a general manager at Taco Bell. Now people are coming to him after they get high.
Yeah. Well, Stripes has just established the poetry, you know. You know, it's like poetry, it all rhymes, you know. Number 2, man. I'm not a cop or a criminal in question, but an acquaintance's brother was getting pulled over but had several pounds of weed in the car. He managed to stop the car, get out, and run without the cops seeing him. While they were still looking for him, he had time to find a way back home and report the car stolen. They had no proof who was in the car or where he was.
It's just like that one from earlier, yeah, where someone got drunk.
People been doing, man, you gotta have the audacity. You get what I'm
To
saying?
dump the car, yeah.
You gotta have the audacity to try some shit. And that's the bottom line. Some people do some shit. I'm sure people live their lives every day. And here's another thing, like no, it doesn't matter who you are. Listen to what I'm saying right now. People live their lives doing some crazy shit. And it's probably happened to you today. And if it hasn't yet, just give it a while. Somebody's gonna do something that's gonna make you think, why the fuck would somebody do or say something like that? What the hell is going through their head? And you know what's going through their head? That they could get away with it. People only try shit because they believe that there's a slim chance that they can get away with it. And people do get away with that shit. And even worse, they probably have gotten away with it in the past. You remember how I used to get nuts on females that would come into the stream onto the Confession podcast and talk about how, like, in the past they had somebody that, you know, borderline like raped their ass, you know what I mean, and they didn't have the nerve to turn them in or some bullcrap like that. And I would tell them about how I knew chicks in the past who had been raped, who didn't take action against their aggressors, so to speak. And they would try to like excuse it. They would try to make reasons like, oh, you know, well, I'm not a big deal. I don't care about myself and stuff like that. Or, you know, what can I do? Or it's over or something like that. And the bottom line is, you could have been what stopped this. If you don't care about yourself or how things go in the future for you, that's fine, right? But think of another person who is innocent in all of this that potentially could be raped or mistreated the way that you were. And think of you as having the potential to stop this person, right? The reason that he may, in this instance that I'm, you know, this scenario that I'm building, may go ahead and try to do that is because in the past he's gotten away with it. And you did nothing. You've said nothing. You've taken no action against it. So why would this other person do that in this instance? You know what I mean? People are going to try things that they believe they can get away with. And if people have done something that they've gotten away with in the past, what's going to stop them but not getting away with it? This is why you see criminals that literally have done things not 5 times, not 10 times, not 15, not 20. Stripes hundreds until they're stopped. Some people don't stop. You know? It's like an object in motion remaining in motion. What?
I'm sure they have some awareness where they prey on people that probably won't say shit because they think they aren't worth it. They learn to seek these kind of people out.
Brave man. Y'all niggas brave man. Number 1. I locked up a guy a few years ago and had an unusual crime on his criminal history. Theft of an ATM. I asked him about it, and he told me that he was with 4 others, and they all turned up at a local bank in overalls with a large truck. They asked for the manager and told him, "We're here to repair the ATM." The manager helped them load the ATM on the truck, full of cash, and they drove away. He got snapped when his girlfriend got mad and turned him in. That bitch. That bitch. Somebody's making Rick and Morty references in the fucking... Look, I don't have time for this. Okay, we made it to the end of this list, and boy, was it a disaster as far as maintaining the momentum from the beginning. But we have been doing this. Life is getting a little bit too real. It's getting hard to keep up here, man. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Love you, and we will we'll do something. Let's do something right. Yeah, Let's have fun.
Oh wait, I sent you a video.
Oh my fucking god, dude. Stripes sent me a video. Stripes, I can't do things in our chat. Do you understand?
No, it's the one at the bottom.
Okay, I'm gonna actually click the... Stripes sent me, like, let me put you on blast, please. Stripes sent me a video because this is the shit that she gets down on. She sent me a video of people doing a ice skating routine, but their theme was like a concentration camp.
It's real, Kyle.
A Holocaust-themed skating performance in Russia.
That's Putin's wife.
That's Putin's wife?
Yeah, the one on the right.
Why is Putin allowing his wife to dance on another man?
What, you think he died afterwards?
I'm not saying that they executed the guy or something. I'm just saying, hey, why does Putin's wife need to be directly involved in this? Because if I was your husband and I had the amount of power to, I want to say, shake a stick at you, as far as like, if I'm in power of anything, whoever I'm with better watch the fuck out. You know what I mean? Because you're gonna have one job, and it's to do exactly what I fucking tell you to do. And I want the fear of you being what's the word? Replaced by someone better, younger, tighter, and what?
I don't think it's fair that you assume that just because she's a professional skater, and obviously he's not going to be skating with her on the ring, that she's not allowed to have dance partners.
I love how this is making me seem like I'm some kind of ogre. But look, we're all different, and it's different strokes for different folks. I don't want my woman dancing on another nigga. You feel me? I don't care what you're doing, all right? And I know it's probably hypocritical and like immature, you know? It'd be like if I was married to some actress and she has to kiss a guy for a scene or something. You know, it's not the end of the world, right? Her dancing with another person isn't another thing. You want to have a hobby, it's fine. But Stripes, when I'm the Kyle, I am the chosen one, and you're doing something as controversial as this, honestly, Stripes, if I had a woman that was doing something like this, with me being who I am, it would be kind of funny because it would be edgy as hell. Do you get what I'm saying? And I would totally allow it. Like, she could never come into my bedroom and be like, Kyle, I'm doing a concentration camp themed ice skating gig. You know what I mean? And I'll be like, I'll be there. You know what I mean? It's going to be good stuff. This is going to be good stuff. But if I were the president, Stripes, if I'm the president, what the fuck? What the fuck you mean? Fuck you mean you doing some consecration? Fucking. It's just like, what were you reading a paper and you're like, what do you mean Trump's president? How am I gonna top this? I've got it. I've got it. This is what we're gonna do. You know, I should put like a concentration camp person. They're in striped suits. Stripes. Is this why it came up to your I know, you know. Is this why it came to your attention, Stripes?
No, shut up. Shut up. It was on the Moments. It was on Twitter Moments.
Okay. Nigga. I think this is the wife of Vladimir Putin's spokesman. Not Vladimir Putin himself. You can't read.
Sorry.
Somebody get Stripes a shirt that just says sorry on it, dude. We are so done with the internet right now. Please, God, get me off of this.